what we have here is I put a bungee cord on the back of the door to make it a self-closing door. You can do this in the firehouse. What I do with that is I use the bungee to show the spreads of the tool to firefighters who are new at the job and don't know exactly what this tool can do. What we're going to do now is we're going to show how you gap an opening door with a metal jamb. Remember, it's the jamb that you're looking for. The door could be wood, the door could be metal. It doesn't matter. It's the jamb we're looking at. Okay? Since you have a metal stop on the jamb, you're going to use that to your advantage. You're going to try and get the tool to this point and gap down. Okay? Sometimes when you're with another person, he can tap you in with the axe. Okay, to that point. Sometimes there is a lot of play and you can get it in yourself with your hand. If the door is really tight and it's hard to get the adze to bite, you're banging away, you're getting bone bruised. Listen, every door has a little play at the bottom. Push it in at the bottom and work behind the stop all the way up to where you want to be, 6 inches above or below the lock, and gap the lock then. Okay? There is another way to do it too. It's a little faster than that. Nobody's showing up for me. Nobody's here to hit me in. Okay? I turn around at that point. I see where I want to put my adze, and it's not quarter-inch steel. It would be the softer door, a regular door. I can, at that point, hit with my fork hard on that soft part of the door, make a dimple, and get my adze in. Okay? Once I get my adze in, I crush down. Okay? It puts a hurting on the locks, if not popping them. Usually your doorknob lock, which has a small throw, is out of the keeper now. And your deadbolt here is bent and ready to go. If no other lock is holding, you're going to want to shoulder the door at that point. There is a better move to make. Okay? The door would collapse back a little bit, but stay about there on it. I would put the point either in the hole of the keeper that's vacated, lock this on to your jamb, to your stop. You can push inward, you can put it in the hole of the keeper and push downward, or you can just slide this up, hold it onto the stop, put this adze right on the deadbolt, and push down, and get the spread you need. Sometimes that's all it needs, because at that point it's a kicking door. All right. Now you can also clear this way. You can lock them both on and push towards the door. I want to show you too with the spreads using this bungee. The bevel side, you always prefer, especially after you gap the door, you have a nice space to work with. The bevel side of the tool to the door gives you the most spread. Somebody would hit for you, bury it into here, where the crotch is even with the inside part of the stop. All right? Once you have that, go to the door. Tool locks onto the back of the jamb very nicely. You go to the door full, and you're getting a full 2 fingers worth of spread. 90% of the time, door goes right here. Okay? If you got another lock holding up top, you're gonna have to attack that after. We'll show you different spreads and how to get to those points. All right? You can also increase the spread. All right? By drawing back and having your can man throw the hitting side of the axe in. He keeps an open hand here, his head down. I bite on it and I go to the door. Look at the size of that spread now. Nothing's holding you here. If anything's holding you up here, you can hold this purchase and go after it. That's another, we'll do that, we'll be doing that later. Now, when you go bevel to jamb, there's less chance of burying into the jamb. Also, when you get to that point with crotch to stop, and you go to the door, okay, I lose 4 inches coming to the door. I don't have a lot of spread here. Before I had 2 full fingers. I got like a pinky's worth of spread here, all right? Also, the bevel's not made to spread with this side the way it is, okay? And if I wanted to increase the spread by putting the axe in, there's also a problem. Come here, Danny. All right, Danny. When I go to the door with the axe this way, a lot of times, the way the curve is, it pulls you right out of the door. So in order to use this method of getting added spread, you have to have the bevel to the door for that, to put the axe in to get added spread. Okay? Danny put the light resistance in. We're gonna now gap this door on this side with a light resistance. We're gonna gap it and then clear it. And then we're gonna put a heavier one in and have to fight it a little bit. Okay. I see, once I have it here, I see what locks in real life. I see what locks are holding me. I know I put a hurting on the lock. Okay. A lot of times it's just a clearing move at this point. You're gonna want to shoulder it. Just come in here, put this behind, hold it in. Yeah. Push it down. There you go. You gotta fight it a little bit. All right. Danny, put in a heavier one for you. Like that. Okay. Danny set up a heavy resistance. I'm going to gap it, and I'm going to show you a little trick. I got a piece of a cutting board, regular firehouse cutting board. Everybody's got them, the heavy plastic ones. This is 3/4 of an inch thick. I'm going to show you how I use this when I happen to be by myself, nobody to hit for me. Okay? Get in here, crack it, see what's holding. Okay? Try and clear. That's not going anywhere. Bring this back in here, hold what I gained, right? Take my regular chock, use the back of the chock. The door will collapse onto it. I hold what I gained there. Drop this piece of plastic, which is cutting board. As soon as I apply pressure, the chock falls out automatically. I come down full, and it gives me another 3/4 of an inch space. Then I take my chock, push it in there, let the cutting board fall to the floor. Get behind the door now, down, and in. Okay. Okay, then put a light resistance in on the other side. I'm going to gap this left-hand opening door. I get my adds in. All right. Tendency of the brothers is to come down off the point. All right. It's all well and good until the point hits the door. Once the point starts hitting the door, it takes you out of the jam and it weakens the power of the adds. So as soon as your point hits, get under the end of the tool here. This is what I do. I come all the way up and gap it all the way up. All right. This is fairly light. I should be able to clear this. I look to see what's holding me. Drop back, and I'm going to try this move to clear. I'm going to lock them both on the jam, and I'm going to go in towards the door. Clear it. And I got at least I got it that far. Once you get the adds on the back of the door, remember, checkmate, you have the locks. Slide up to where it would be tight, give it that for power, and that to clear. And you're in. All right, left hand opening door. I'm gonna gap this. Nobody's here with me. I gotta work by myself. So I come in, get it into the stop, crush all the way in. Okay. Now, I know this is going to be hard to clear. I'll try it, but it's a heavy resistance. Almost. Okay. I'm not getting it. I'll hold that much. Grab my chock, put it in. Now, when I come back here, the door will come back and grab the chock. It's a normal way to flex, the door flexes. Throw this in. As soon as I apply pressure, the chock falls out. I'm gonna have to go down and get that. Now I come up full. Now I got full 3/4 of an inch there. Drop that in there, let that fall. I'm on the other side of the door. Checkmate. All right? Up. Break the lock, clear the lock. Clear it. No, that ain't clearing. All right, grab my chock and my helmet, shove it in, give it a tap. Okay. I have enough gap here. I'm going to try and slam this home. Okay. I could do it this way. It's easier to go in this way. I'll have less push. Maybe I'll go that way. It's easier to do. Got something. Go to the door. Hold that. Beautiful. Okay. If I have a wall here, it's actually harder to get my adze back because the fork would be hitting the wall on that angle. I might have to then go bevel the door and get more. Okay, tap the chock. Now, even if I have a wall here, I'll be able to get my adze in, no problem. Okay. Good pop. Good pop. Okay. I want to come down, let the point hit. That's all I'm getting. I gotta come up. Hold this in tight. That's a key. Hold that in. Okay. Try and clear it now. Always give it an effort. Try and clear it. I can't get this. Pull the chock out of my helmet. I'll hold what I can. Tap it. Good thing to get it to. All right. Now I need more spacing. All right. I could, like we did before, I could slam it. I could slam it either way. Try and get more bite that way. Okay. I could also space this out. All right. It's a tough door. It's not going anywhere. I'll throw my second chock in against the door. As soon as I start to apply pressure, the first chock should fall out. So I'll hold this in. First chock is going to probably fall out. There it goes. But now I'm going to get this much more space. Okay, tough door. Tough door. Tough piece of wood back there. Drop that chock that fell. Drop it in. Now look at the size of the space. I get my fork, my adze right to the back. Okay, this is going to be a tough door. I can try going this way. If I can't get it to go, the strength of the tool is definitely up on the adze. Get that extra crack. Now I should be able to get this no problem. There you go. We have here is opening right hand, opening door. We want to go bevel to door when preferred. Normally I'd come up and you gap the door. Again, make the locks weak, see what's holding, and then go to the forcible. I have another man with me. We're going to go right to the conventional forcible entry. If I don't have a wall here, I want to be on this side of the tool, okay? Because first of all, I'm protected by 4 inches. He has to miss this by 4 inches to hit anything vital like my wrist or my forearm. If he misses by 1 inch on this side, he takes a finger. We can live with that. All right? This is going to retire me. This is going to get me off for the summer. What he's going to do is Danny's going to drive me in. I'm going to call for the hits, and we're going to steer this tool around till the crotch is at the stop, the inside part of the stop, and then we'll go to the door with it. The advantage to being on this side, again, if I had a wall here, I'd have to be on this side. The only advantage is I actually look at the crotch when it's at the stop. Otherwise, like I said, I'm very vulnerable on this side. Okay. Plus, once the tool is set, I got to pull the tool towards me with my arms. A lot of doors aren't going to go that way. You're going to have to get on the other side of this tool eventually and push the door. If there's a lot of guys in the hallway, it's going to be hard to even get on that side with a lot of pushing and shoving going on. All right. So now we're just going to do it. Danny, you want to come up, buddy? And let me put my other glove on and we'll start forcing this door. Danny's a member of 175 also. All right. Danny Martino. I'm going to call for the hits. Danny, what Danny's going to do is, as this tool starts to steer, Danny's not going to stay in one place. All right. He's going to come with it. Okay. He's going to be in a comfort zone when he hits. Also, he wants to keep his hand at least 1 hand's distance down from the handle. From the hitting surface. If he misses and his hand is up here, he's gonna break a finger. All right. So Danny's gonna hit when I call for the hits. All right. And if I call for the drive, when I call for the drive, it means the tool is actually outside the door and the jam on the other side, and it's straight in. There's no steering going on. If I call for a drive, he's gonna hit it at his pace. That's all it means. It doesn't mean you're going to come like a machine gun when you're hitting. It means it's nice and solid. Whang, whang, whang. Okay? and it's at his pace. All right? So Dan, you ready to hit? I look at him now. It's the last time I look at him until I tell him to stop. Because when I tell him to stop and I go to the door, if he didn't hear me and I tell him stop and I go to push to the door, he don't hear me, he's going to hit me. That's the only other time I look back. Okay? The rest of the time I'm looking here. Ready to hit Dan?
Yep.
Okay. Ready? Hit. Hit. Check him, he stopped. Okay, tool sticking straight out, just like the real thing. I go to the door now. I'm gonna get a pretty good spread there. If the wood holds, which it does 99% of the time, it's gonna give me, it's gonna be like a second lock is holding. And then we're gonna have to figure a way to get that added spread, okay? So I go, okay. At this point, I got that nice spread. 90% of the time in the field, you get to the door here, you got the door. Door flies open, you're looking to grab it, okay? Here, prop, wood holds, it's like a second lock is holding, okay? Now I got a bunch of options I could do here. I could tell him, Danny, hold what I gained, and he can throw the axe in, and I can draw it out and throw my adze in, slide up to where it would be, the lock would be holding. I could come down and then go in, okay? Actually, we're gonna do that. You held it, I come up, and I clip. Okay? Ready? We're gonna force conventional again. Okay? One of the things I noticed, a lot of places we go to teach, and you see guys starting like this and saying, "All right, strike." To me, this is crazy. Unless heat is bringing you to this point, and you have to be down here, there's no way you want your head anywhere near where a guy with an axe is striking a tool as hard as he can in smoke. All right, it's not a safety thing. All right, you want to be here. The only thing, like I said, bring your head there is that intense heat that's driving you to that point. All right, any kind of smoke, even heavy, be up in here. Okay, the officer will have his light on where you're hitting. You'd be safer in here. All right, this is where I would be if I had that wall. But remember, I always want to be on this side of the tool to be able to, once it's set too, I'm safer here, and once it's set, go to the door. So we're going to force it again, and we're going to do a different technique once we go to the door. Okay? Ready there?
Yeah.
Okay. And also, you need inward pressure. If I did not have inward pressure and he hits the tool, it's just going to keep banging out to the same spot. And you're going to say, why aren't I sinking in here? Why aren't I doing any good here? You have to have inward pressure, and you have to steer the tool. I tell people, I say, the tips of your tool are like a running back, and your tacklers are the door and the jam. Keep the running backs in the daylight if you can. Keep them between the door and the jam. Let it slide through. You have to steer it through. You're the guy with the tool. It's inward pressure, and I have to steer this tool through. Okay? Ready, Danny?
Yep.
Okay. Let's go. Hit. 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 Good. I make sure he stops. Now I'm going to go to the door. Oh, man. Okay, good. I got, what we did before was we held with the blade of the axe. He held my purse. I went in with the adze behind. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw back, let him put the axe in. We're going to get more leverage. All right, Danny? Throw the axe in. Now, see his upper hand? His upper hand has to be open for this. He's got his fingers on the other side, and I apply pressure, he's going to get his fingers crushed. All right? His head is down, open hand. I bite a little bit, now I'm going to go to the door. I'm going to get extra leverage, I'm going to get extra spread here. Ready, Dan? Okay. Man, I still don't have the door. Look how much spread I have though. Danny, come. I got that much spread, there's no locks holding there. What I got is probably a bar. So we're gonna treat the wood like as if it's a bent bar, because with that much spread, there's no locks holding there. It has to be a bar holding. I can also try and come in here like this and clear it, come down hard. But we're gonna make like that's a regular bar, so it actually does have some good resistance to it still. And I'm gonna put the fork right on it and drive it off. Okay? Right there?
Yep.
Hit. Hit. That's it. All right. All right. This time we're going to force it conventionally. We're going to go bevel to jam. All right. Makes it easy to slide the tool around. It's good for really, really, really tough doors. Or if you already went in this way and dented the jam, you want to change your spot and you don't want to dent it again, you don't want to drive into the jam, this is an easier way to get the tool set. The only thing is when we go to the door, we're going to have less spread. All right. So let's just do it, Danny. Do it. All right. Now remember, I would gap the door, get a nice size gap, see where my locks are holding, and then come in here. All right, Danny?
Yep.
Now, it's going to be less hits to get us in. It's going to be easy to do. But again, we're not going to have that great spread. Okay, Danny? Hit.
Yep.
Hit. 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 Drive it. Good. Went right in. Crotch. Crotch, even with the inside part of the stop. Okay? Now I go to the door. I'm going to lose this 4 inches, and I'm not going to get a lot of spread at the door. Glove on, right? Okay. Not a lot of spread here. Okay? Also, here's what I can't do. Here's one of my options I don't have now. Because the bevel is to the door, if he were to drop the axe in here, this is no way to do it. Because as soon as I apply pressure, you can see it's going to roll off the axe, it's going to come out. So we don't have this option here. So I go to the door and I hold it. I hold it all the way to the door so I keep whatever I gained. He's holding whatever I gained. Beautiful. I come out now. Here's my options now. I can reverse this tool right in the crushed out part of the door I had, and I can go. You can see how much more I can get. I can also drop the adze in, slide up to where it's tight, come down and clear. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse the tool. All right, so now I just pulled it out. Now I have bevel to door. I'm going to get a little extra spread, right? Okay, and now look at the spread I got. Now I have my options. It didn't pop, okay? But I got tremendous spread here. He can hold again, or I can draw back and he can put the axe in now because I got bevel to door, and we can get added spread. Okay, anything? Okay, now it's still ain't clear. At that point, if you have something holding with that much spread, it's got to be a bar, a bent bar, something's holding you, a drop wood, piece of wood, okay? At that point, you can either, if it looks like it's going to go, I can just put this in and come down and clear it, okay? If it looks like it's going to be tough, I can put this on, right onto the bar. I can see the bar and drive the bar right off. Right there, let's take a couple of hits. It looks like it's going to come out with a couple of hits. Right there.
Yep.
Hit. Hit. That's it. All right. Very good. Okay, we're going to run through it again. We're going to run through it with the bevel jam again. And then a couple of different options than the first time we ran through. All right. Right there.
Yep.
Okay. Hit. 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 That was nice. Notice how Danny switched. He's in his comfort zone. He was comfortable hitting here. He actually had to because the Halligan was over there. As it came over, Danny's more comfortable hitting this way. And also here, you notice when it steers around, I can actually pull on a soft part of the door would bend normally. Here it displaces, mimicking it. But as he hits, I stay off the jam. Remember, I keep my tips between door and jam all the time. Run for the daylight, all right? Ready, Danny?
Yep.
Hit. 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 Drive it. Very nice. I only tell him to drive it when the tips are past the door and the jamb on the other side. Then, all I have to do is watch when the crotch hits the stop, the inside part of the stop. Once I'm there, I go to the door, all right? Remember, bevel to jam, I'm not gonna get the great spread here, okay? We'll go for different techniques. Okay, not a lot of spread, all right? Now I may say to Danny, hold it, okay? Well, let's say Danny's not Danny that day, he got a detail from another company. And I'm like, hold this, and he don't know what I'm saying. You know what? He don't know what he's saying, pull your own shock out, hold it yourself, okay? Now I got the option. I can reverse the tool like I did before. I could go to the door now with the reverse tool. I'm gonna get more spread, or I could get my adds in behind, slide up to where it's holding tight, and come down, okay? That'll crack the lock, always crack. With the power of the adds now, and then I could clear. I could clear this way since my adds is already in there. I could clear this way and down, gives me a big spread. But since my adds was already in there, I crack down on the lock, and now I'm gonna clear and push in, okay? Then I got something like that holding, we could always drive it off. And at this point, it's not gonna be much, 1 or 2 shots. If I can get more spread, this is the way I get the most spread, pointing behind and come down, but it's gotta be a real kick in at that point, because there's not that much power in this. Right? So let me see if I can spread it to get that wood to break out. All right, I got it. Okay. Okay, what we have here is angle line. We see that a lot where I work. They cover the locks. We usually don't see it this small though. This small means I'm just going to work above it and ignore it, or below it. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to force a door with angle line on it, and it's for security reasons. In my area, we run into this a lot on an opening in metal door. What they are is they're just pieces of steel that they run sometimes just over the small locking area. If they run it just over the small locking area, we'll just work above it or below it. A lot of times now, they'll run it a good area, right, covering the locks, far from the locks. In that case, you got to attack it. Sometimes they run it the whole length of the door, and you have to attack it. And it's, when you see how we do it, you're going to realize it's not as hard as you think. Okay? What we're going to do is, like, we approach the door. If this is too tight, what I want to do is, the objective is I want to drive this fork to the door between the angle line and the stop. Once I hit the door, I'm going to then bend and steer the fork to go around the jamb, just the way we forced before. Okay? The thing is to get this fork to the door and then steer it around. Now, sometimes this is very tight, and I also want to work between the rivets, if I can, near lock, because there's more play in the angle line between the rivets than it would be next to a rivet, okay? But if I think this is too tight and he's banging away and I'm not going to be able to penetrate here because it's right up against the stop, then we're going to do another method. We're going to bring the axe blade in, which is a lot sharper than the tips, and he can steer it just right. And what I'll do is I'll drive this in, which I'm going to do now. We'll bend it a little bit, and we'll just show you instead of talking about it. Ready, Danny?
Yep.
Until I hit the door. Then I give it pull. It should give me enough play, okay? He takes it out. You can even drop this over the axe and bend it a little bit out. Now look at all the play it gives me. Start here, Danny. Hit me into the door there. He's ready to hit. Ready? Hit. 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 Okay, once I hit the door, stop. Because what you can do here, the mistake is the door is soft. It's not this 1/4 inch steel. The real door is soft. If he keeps driving me in, he's going to drive me into the edge of the door. We don't want to do that. I can visually see where the tips hit the door itself. Once the tips hit the door, I'm going to bend it over, so now I'm going to be driving in to the jamb, okay? So I give him a little bend. I say, okay, Danny, hit, 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 and now I'm I'm steering again. Now I'm pulling towards me to get it past that jam and not bury into the jam. Ready? Hit. 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 Drive it. Stop. Okay, turn around. He stopped hitting. Now when I go to the door, this is actually going to help me. It's actually going to be my friend here. It's almost like throwing the axe in for extra leverage. The only thing I find is you got a lot more pressure on the initial pull. You may need somebody's help with it. I'll try and do it myself, all right? Dan, stand by. Ready? Oh, give me a hand, Dan. Not as strong as it used to be. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Okay, excellent. Now look at it. Look at the spread it gave me. Look at the spread it gave me. This is basically the spread here. Okay, not where the angle line is. This is basically jam, door. And if anything's holding you that far out, it's got to be a bar. David will drive this one off, all right? Put this on it. If that's what I see, if that's visual, it's like a bar. We're going to drive it right off. All right, you ready to hit?
Yep.
Hit. Hit. Sometimes the angle line, it's rare. The angle line sometimes is attached to the door jam, all right, to the stop. Okay? If it's this short, just work above or below it. All right? If it's here and it's attached to the stop, we're going to go in with the adz end just like we gap a normal door. We're going to get in behind the angle line and then in behind the stop and gap this door. Okay? If it's tough for me to do, I'll have my cameraman tap me in, Danny, until I hit the stop. Okay, once I hit the jam, I'm actually in behind the door stop and the angle line. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it in here and I'm going to come down full, crack the lock, see what's holding. Okay? Now, I'm going to draw back, and for this, I like to do bevel to jam. It's easier for me to steer it around. If I come in here, when I get around this angle, if I come bevel to door, it seems like you have more of a chance of burying into the jam. If it works for you, by all means do it. I'm going to do bevel to jam, okay? Ready, Danny, to hit?
Yep.
Ready? Hit. 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 Okay, hold. Very good. We're all the way in now. Now I'm going to go to the door, okay? And we're not going to get much spread, but we go from there. I pop that lock, okay? Have Danny hold for me. Now I have the option. I could flip the tool, put it in here, and get more push to the door. I'm just going to turn around, put my adz in, slide, of course, where it would be tight, because the door will be coming back, because another lock is holding. And I crush down, Danny can pull that out. I crush down, get the lock, and then clear. If I was to gap, try and gap with a wooden jam, all right, with a wooden stop, I come down, most likely the stop is just going to break off. The locks on the other side of the door are stronger than the stop, okay? So if I come down, the stop comes out of my way, I cannot gap using a wooden stop, okay? I'm by myself, there's nobody here to force conventionally. I'm just going to spike right through, stop everything. I'm going to make a fulcrum by having the point drive in to the wooden jam. Okay. Normally, this is plywood for the simulator, and it's harder to spike than normal. Normally, you have 1 by pine and then 2 by. It buries right through the 1 by. Usually splits it. Buries into the 2 by, and you come down on this side. And I'm going to just leave that there. I'm going to go right into it. All right. Okay, go right into the jam. Okay, now, normally everybody wants to come down, and when you come down, you see how the tool pivots? Not good, you're not getting a lot of force. You go into the jam and you pull towards your crotch area, okay? Pull towards the crotch. Let it bite, pull down, okay, and you pop the door. All right, what I just did before, I spiked and I came down. right? I'm going to spike and come inward. Okay? Inward on the door. Okay. Clear. On this side of the door, if I was to spike on this side, I have no adze down, so I'm not going to be able to pull down, obviously. I'm going to have to get my body, my shoulders under, use my legs and come up or come in. And in the real world, when I spike a left-hand opening door with a wooden jamb, I usually come in. I usually make it come in. If I spiked low, it'd be a different story. Then I can get under and come up and be more comfortable. All right? And like I said, you can either get under this and come up. You hear it starting to go? Or I can come in. And like I said, usually on this side, I'll walk it in. I'll make it harder for myself. I'll come up, try and come up. If I don't get it, I'll come in. Okay, very good. All right, if I was to spike through here and I'm pushing on the door and it's just, she's got too hard of locks and I'm bouncing and I'm pushing and I can't get this and nobody's showing up for me to hit conventionally, what I'll do is just get rid of my stop, get out of the way, and everybody knows how a door is made. You have a little bit of light between. If the stop is gone, you'll see light between wooden door and wooden jamb. If I see that, nobody's here to hit for me and get me in, I'm just gonna go, I usually go bevel to jamb on this because I can get it right in right away, okay? I start spearing away, and what happens is you got wooden door, wooden jamb. There's gonna be pieces of wood flying all over the place. You're finally gonna bury this past the door. And just to start you off, I mean, if nobody's here to hit you home, just start it off. Start getting whatever you can out of it, all right? You take your chalk out of your helmet and hold what you gained, all right? And get that adze on the other side. And again, crack and clear. And if you have other locks, just work towards the other locks, all right? So if you're by yourself, that's the way to bury it with a wooden jamb, wooden door. You can't do that with metal. You can do it with the wood. It'll start peeling away and give yourself an in. What I don't have here is I don't have a wooden jamb and a wooden door here. I'm just going to talk through it. If this were an opening out wooden door, wooden jamb, all right? A couple of times I've had it on a bulkhead, on the roof of the bulkhead where you had the old frames, the old row frame houses, and this happened to be wood. And I couldn't get the adze to get in between to pull out. Because that's the objective. If you got an open out door, you want to get the adze back there and pull out. If it's a wooden jamb here, okay, I'm just going to go right through this. All right, I'm going to take the spike. Nobody's here to hit me. If somebody's here to hit me, I set this up and let them drive me in. Okay, especially if it's a wooden door, wooden jamb, that means I got a wooden stop on the back. And if I put this up here like this and somebody's here to hit, he just drives it all the way in until it's buried to here, because what's he going to hit on the other side? A wooden stop. It's going to bury right through that wooden stop. Keep on going. You're on the other side of the door and pop out. If I'm by myself and I can't get this adze to even get past this door a little bit, I'm going to go right through the side of this jamb. Okay? I'm going to take a nice swing. He's probably got a nice decorative molding here. I'm going to go right through everything. And I'm going to come here hard, boom, right through. I may not get the point to bury under the back of the door the first shot, but I'll be buried into this jamb enough to split and pull a good hunk of wood out. At that point, I might be able to get the adze to get on the other side. If not, no problem. I like to go right back into that hole that I got, that pulled out wood, with the spike. Usually, if you're decent at it, you're going to swing right in. It's going to go right through the hole. That may bury onto the back of the door. If that doesn't, another chunk of wood comes out, and then you could probably, at that point, place the adze on the back of the door and then pull out. But you know what? One more, 3 times the charm. Probably go right through here, bury onto the back of the door. Once I'm on the back of the door, right, then it's a down, because I got the adze to come off of, or an out. Okay? And the wooden door comes out. Very tough scenario. It's good to talk about because it makes you think a little bit. say we're coming down a basement stairs here, all right? Come down the basement stairs, I got a tough opening and metal door, all right? Very little room down here, another guy can get down here, but the wall is right here, okay? So I'm gonna come in here, all right? I'm gonna gap here. Actually, if my can man were here, if this was tough, he could hit this in, all right? And since I'm on this side, again, I gotta come up. I'll come up, I'll get my gap, okay? See what's holding, all right? Now, I got a problem. If I go bevel to door here, the wall is here. My can man, if he's here, he can't hit this. It's right here, okay? So what I'll do is, I get my can man, he'll come down, Danny, he gets by me, right? He's in front of me, there's very little room, there's a wall right here, okay? He can't hit the end of that tool there. What I'll do is, I'll give him this much to hit. He can start me here. As long as he gets me in a little bit, we'll show you. Ready, Danny? Okay, when you're ready, hit. 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 Okay, hit. Okay, Danny's telling me I can't hit anymore, Mike. I got the wall here. Okay, at this point, we're gonna use, this is squared off. Some places they square these Halligans off here, the shoulder of it, okay? We're gonna have him slide the tool, okay, along here and hit. Now, if he can't do it from this angle, see if you can do it from that angle, Danny, to bury the tool the rest of the way. See, he's having a hard time. He's not gonna be able to do it. You know what? Here we are in this tough hallway. The officer's screaming at us. Danny, jump under, all right? He gets back up on that stairs there. He's behind me now. I grab this tool, I take my hand, I don't want to put it here because he can't slide. I just put my fist on it just to steady it. I'm hanging on to the point, and he's going to slide and knock me in the rest of it. Good, stop. Great. Now I'm in far enough, and we can get this door. I can hold it like that. If he can't hold that axe, I can always hold with my chock. It doesn't matter, because now we're on the back of the door. Once we're on the back of the door, come up, and we finish. Just something to think about, all right? Keep your heads, we got it a little bit chiseled off, pretty squared up here, all right? Just something to think about. That situation can happen to you. At this point, we're going to do a little bunny tool action, or hydraulic, ram, or rabbit, okay? And what I got, I'm going to incorporate my pal here, former 175 guy who went up to squad 61. I'll never forgive him for that. You can tell he's got his nice sweater on from squad 61. Okay, Dan, you ready? We're going to go in. You're going to tap me in. I'm going to say, I got my guy with me, so I'm not going to get bone bruised on the hand. I'm going to have him tap me in there. Get a gap going. Go ahead. Stop. All right. Once I'm in here, I'm going to push it on the left-hand side. I'm going to go opposite the pike and come up. We got a nice gap. I'm going to see what's holding. All right. We got a tough door. And D doesn't like conventional use anymore. All right. So he's going to use the rabbit tool on it. I'm going to hold what we gained. All right. Until he gets a good bite on the rabbit. Okay, once he starts taking the door away from me, pull out, and you should be able to get this door completely. If he goes full throw without clearing the door, then we're going to hold what he gained, and we're going to get more distance another way. That's pretty far, huh? Is that it, full throw? Okay, you didn't get whatever our objective is here, we don't have it yet. I'm going to come in here, a little twist. Okay, Dean, good. I got you, I got the pressure. Holding what we gained with the adz in. Okay, I take the axe, throw the axe in. Let me put it this way, hold this with my knee. All right, Dean. Yeah, just drop it on there. Now he's going to get all that extra distance now. Okay. Okay. Once he starts to bite, my Halligan will let go. It's not yet. There it goes. Okay. Now he's got at least another inch and a half of spread. The full again? Okay, we take it out, and obviously the wood's got a little more to go. So what it would be is, if anything is spread that far, there's no way it's holding, unless it is a bar. And in that case, it'd be very visible to us, and we can put this right on it. Dean, probably one shot is gonna get this. Here's the axe. Ready? Ready? Hit. All right, one shot. Another one. One more. It's hanging on there. Set. What we have here is opening out doors, right? It's flush with the jamb. You're gonna find these on any commercial buildings, hospitals, schools. You're gonna find them in every strip mall. The rear door of the strip mall, you're gonna have these fortified doors, okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna try and, if you got two guys and you got a good seam here, we're just gonna drive the adze straight in till we hit the stop. Then I'm gonna give a bit of a down and out pull. What the down will give me is the top of this adze will bite the inside of the door, give me a little bit to pull with. If it comes right out on you and you didn't get the door, we're gonna show you how to crush the door. But right now we're gonna do it so that, drive me in, Dean, all right? I don't have to tell him to hit because I'm not adjusting anything. My hands are back here, so I'm just gonna tell him, hit me into the stop, Dean. Hit me into the stop. Okay, now I'm into the stop. Now in real life, I like to give it one shot, a down and out pull. If the door comes, we're in, okay? We got it in one shot. If the tool comes out and the door is really fortified, we're gonna have to crush the edge of the door, and we'll show you how to do that later. Right now, I'm gonna give it a down and out pull. Okay, I got this one, all right? I get to this point, oh, you gotta hit me back in, Dean, I just popped out. Hit me back in. Okay, good. Down and out. Now I come towards it. Okay. Once I get here, and it's a tough lock, this is tough, what you want to do is, you want to slide to where it's holding, wherever the lock is, and use the adze end. That's your power. Come down, that's it, crack it the rest of the way, and then it should be a good clear move. Okay? Also, what I just did now is not preferable. I don't want to pull towards me, because if it lets go, I'm going backwards. I want to put it into that point. I want to get behind, in front of the tool rather, and push this way. I got more control, okay? So you just learned from my mistake. This is the actual edge of a section of real door that we're going to be forcing, all right? You're going to find these. What we're going to try and do is, we want to bury the adze behind the door. What I did before was we went in as far as the stop and pulled out. A light lock door is going to come out for you on the first shot. If it's heavy duty lock, you want to crush the edge of the door and get the adze past the door. So once you're on the other side of the door, you're actually prying right off of the jamb, okay? And what I have here is a simulator to show you. Okay? Very tight on this side. If you get a door that's very, very tight, all right, it's going to be hard for you to drive this adze in without driving it into the edge of the door. You're trying to drive it between jamb and door. It may be too tight for that. Okay? So what you're going to have to do, there's a couple of things you can do. What I got here is I got more of an opening. What we're going to do here is we're just going to drive it in as if, this is usually the opening you have between doors. There's that much play. If there's that much play, I'm going to have Danny drive me right in. Okay? Drive my adze right in, just the way I did over on the other prop. Okay? Drive me in, Danny. Okay, it hit the stop. Okay, there's a stop back there. Now, on that prop, I came straight out. Let's just say I came straight out and the tool came out. The lock was very strong, all right? What I want to do now is I want to drive back into where I am, and I want to crush the edge of this door using the adze and get the adze to pass behind the stop, behind the door, and past that stop that's holding me, okay? So what I'll do is I'm just going to crush straight down. Okay, the edge of these doors do this. You can crush up, okay? Make a wide berth on crushing, okay? And Dave, see if you can see inside there. See what's happening? You see the door separated. You see the seam there? Separated, okay? So now, that's part of the back of the door that stayed. This part of the door crushed away, and there's part of the door that stayed. If I can get in behind it and grab it, fine. I can't. But I got my guy who just hit me in. I'm gonna put this tool, the adze, more towards where I crushed. He's gonna hit me a couple of times, and that back flap is gonna come towards me. When it comes towards me, I'm gonna go in there and grab it, and then crush it out of the way, okay? And since I got somebody here to hit for me, I'm gonna hold it here. Danny, give me a couple. Dave, if you come around this way, you're gonna get a good shot, all right? Hit me a couple of good hits. Okay, stop. All right, you see that? Take a good look. You see how it crumpled over? Now I can go in. I could probably grab this with my adze and have a one-shot deal. Yes, I can. Okay, I could push it, but if it was real tight, I could also grab it with the fork, bend it in a little bit. That's all I need. Now I go with the adze, get in behind it, crush it out of the way. Okay, now I passed right past the stop on the inside. I'm behind the door with the adze, and checkmate. If you're behind the door, all you have to do is work up towards the locks that are really holding tight and keep the pressure coming out, okay? Also, if you get up there tight and you got a really tough lock, you're right on the lock, you can also use the adze against the jam, and you can pull down and then out to finish. 2 guys on it. A lot of times you're talking about commercial doors, very tough doors. 2 guys on the tool, you pull it out. And you got over here, it was loose enough to hit for Danny to drive me straight in with the adze, to hit the stop and then to crush and get the adze behind. Here, I'm at the back of a taxpayer, a strip mall, and it's really tight. If he drives me in here, we're just gonna crush the edge of the door. I'm not gonna be able to get in there behind. So we're gonna take his axe, which is a tighter blade, okay, and he's gonna be able to guide it in, all right? He's gonna use the axe. I'm gonna drive him in, just like we did with a tight angle line, okay? Ready, Dan? Yep. Okay, once I hit the stop, I stop. I hit the stop solid, I stop, okay? Here's what I like to do. Once I have it in like that, there's usually not enough room up here to just drop this in. So what I do is, the axe has got to come out, right, for me to get the adze in. Daniel gets it out of the way. This is a one-shot deal. This takes 1 second. You just got to watch where the axe is going to go, okay? I'll slam this axe this way towards the door. What's going to happen? Axe is going to fall out, which we want, and it's going to give me even more of a bend, okay? But say you're on a roof and you have a bulkhead door here. If I was to do this on a roof, the axe might go right off the side of the roof, God forbid, and kill one of the brothers, all right? So what I'll do in that case, where I don't want to do that, I can drop this over the axe and pull towards me. Axe will fall out, I'll get more of a bend in it. I just like hitting stuff, so I'm going to hit this one time and watch the dent, okay? Look at the size of that dent. I'll throw this adze in there now. I don't even need him to drive me in there. I can start crushing myself, okay? Get to the point where, okay, there's that lip again, okay? If he's here to drive it in, if he's here to help me, I'll put this right on there, have him drive it in till that bends over, and then grab it. But if I want, I could do this by myself also, okay? Which would be turn around like this. I crushed enough of this to get out of my way, and now I can hit it with the fork all by myself and get it to bend in. Watch. Okay, look back in there, Dave. You see that? Can I grab it with the adze? Not yet, but look, I bent it enough. I can grab it with the tip of the fork. All right? I grab that tip, bend it over, enough to get my adze in now. Crush that out of the way, put the adze on the other side, and it's time to force out. If I'm by myself, and I have a set of irons and I'm in the store or wherever, and I'm by myself, I can do what Danny did before. I can hold the axe. See, because if it's real tight, there's no way I'm hitting my adze in. Even if I was to do this, start me off here and drive, it's not going in. I'm going to have to do the axe. It's very tight. Alright, so I'm going to get in here like this. I'm going to start myself off. Once it bites a little bit, and I know it's going to be steady. Alright, I hit stop. Again, what I did before was I hit towards the door, made this big dent. I'm going to come over this now, all right? And pull towards me. Axe comes out. Dent is beautiful. I'm gonna get in here now. Can you see it, Dave? I'm gonna get in here now with my adze. I'm still by myself. I'm crushing. You can crush up too. Now I know I gotta, here, the seam stayed again. That seam stayed again. So I'm gonna come in here by myself. I'm gonna hit here, as close to the crushing area as possible. That'll get that to bend over. Okay, so here we go. Gee, two shots, that's all it took. I go in there and grab it with my hands right now. Crush, get past the door, and checkmate. Get any piece of the tool past the door, you're in. Just work towards the locks. You saw 2-man axe and Halligan. You saw 1-man axe and Halligan. Now, myself, I'm a truck chauffeur, 175. A lot of times this is the only tool I work with. All right, so you have to come up with something. If you're in the back of a store and you're the only one there yet, yeah, call for help, of course. You're gonna need it, but you know what? I got a real tight door. There's no way with this one tool I'm getting in here. I have to have a way of getting this edge to give me something so I can get my adze in and work the crush. The only way I'm gonna do that is if I bang away at this door. Not real close. If I bang real close to the edge is gonna go over and become even tighter. I have to bang it about 3-4 inches in, about here, okay? And what will happen is eventually, it doesn't happen quick, eventually as it goes and bangs to the back of the door, this edge may give me a little bit of light, okay? A little bit of purchase. So I'm gonna come here and start banging away. Oops. There it is. All right, gives me a little bit of light. That's all I need. Once I get that little bit of light, get your adze in as far as you can, crush away. Right? Okay. Okay. There's that sleeve again. Actually, I can grab. No, I can't grab it. I'm gonna dent it if I have to. If not, if I can grab it without having to dent it, like I can right now, it actually pulled the door enough away from the stop and get in there without having to give it a little bite over. Grab what you can, crush that out of the way. Remember, the objective is to get your adze to the other side of the door, which we just did. All right, we're back to opening out door, okay? Before we showed you, we went straight to the stop and out, okay? Now we're gonna go straight to the stop, and like we showed you before how to crush the edge of the door, we're just gonna simulate it. It's gonna displace a little bit, and I'm gonna have Dean drive me past the stop on the inside, and we're gonna force this door out. Okay, Dean? Ready? Good. Right to the stop, okay? In real life, if that was the first time I'm going in, I'm giving it a shot, right? But I know it's a tough door, so I'm gonna crush it like I did the edge of that other door, okay? And I pull out, give him a little angle to hit me past the stop. Go ahead, Dean. Okay, once I'm buried on the other side of the door, again, checkmate, right? It's just a matter of forcing the door, okay? Pop it out. I get to here, it's a little tough. I can't get it. I slide to where it's tight. I use the adze down. That's where the power is. Okay, I can clear it this way. I can even clear it this way if I want. Let's try this way. We haven't done that. Okay? Very good. Put myself on that track again.